You guys probably have heard this a million of times, but I used to be an OG Assassin's Creed fan. I still remember my childhood game being Assassin's Creed 2. Oh, I have watched the new trailer for Assassin's Creed Shadow, and well, I got some concern that I want to bring up with this video. First of all, I thought the female protagonist is fun. It's not that often we have female protagonists in these Assassin's Creed games, without it being forced in the last second. Hence, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, that the game felt weird since the female protagonist in that game was clearly using male animations, and just overall felt awkward and weird. Also made zero sense that you could swap between male and female Eivor on the spot, and overall the characters themselves just felt flat and boring. Personally, they did a much better job with Cassandra in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Each one of them still felt pretty much differently depending on who you picked, and they would still be part of the story, which in a way made more sense and just made this whole scenario a lot more cooler. But overall, it looks like these two playable characters will be playing fairly differently, where you can swap between the characters. I'm guessing it will work similarly how GTA 5 characters works with the whole character switching, or how Assassin's Creed the Syndicate worked too, where one of them is an assassin while the other one is a quote-unquote samurai, which in a way will not make sense, which I'll explain in the future. I do hope they stick to making him pure stealth based, and for the love of God, please improve the parkour system. Ever since Valhalla and Origin, it has just been dog shit, or for the very least non-existent baby easy mode parkour. I miss the old parkour system from Assassin's Creed 2 all the way to Assassin's Creed Unity. But as much as I hope that they will improve on these things, I highly much doubt it. My guess it's gonna be the exact same copy-paste formula from the other 3 Assassin's Creed games. It's still gonna be RPG focused, and if you decide to pick the hardest difficulty, the enemies are just gonna become these walking health sponges, where you constantly need to do side quests. Otherwise, the enemy will be over leveled and just end up 1 to 2 shotting you while being super tanky. Like, I don't mind RPG games, but the problem is Assassin's Creed has never been a good RPG game. I think the only RPG game of the Assassin's Creed that I did end up finishing was the Assassin's Creed Origin. I never could bring myself to finish Odyssey or Valhalla due to it just being repetitive and samey. All of the quests felt the same. You were doing the same crap over and over again. It just overall felt lazy on each game. At least in Origin, you at least had this well choreographed cutscene, while in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 90% of the cutscene you just sit through with these stilted, boring ass pre-made animations. Speaking of protagonists, let's go over the other protagonists of the game, Yasuke. First of all, why are they portraying him as a samurai? All you have to do is just look him up for 3 seconds and you can see he was never a samurai, but rather a servant and a retainer. And he was loyal to Oda Nobunaga. So seeing him beating up and attacking other samurai during the trailer as if he's revolting against his master makes no sense. It just feels like a bastardization of the character. Like, let's face it, the only reason they added him as a playable character is so because he's black and they want a diverse cast in a game set in Japan. This is just baffling to me. Like, if you really wanted Yasuke in the game, you could still do that, but have him be a boss that you could fight against, or something similar like that, like an NPC you can meet or something. Similar how they did with Leonardo da Vinci in Assassin's Creed 2. And that was awesome, like you can meet with him, interact with him, and he'd give you like the special gear. Like, that would be way more cooler. Let's take the game Neo for example. Now in that game, the protagonist isn't Japanese either, at least not the first one, but they still added a lore reason, and it's also based off a real character called William Adam, which was the first white samurai. Unlike Assassin's Creed Shadow, it's not about him. It's about the whole conflict and all that, and it's very fantasy based. In fact, he doesn't even speak Japanese. Everyone else speaks Japanese but him, and they do bring that up.
金の髪の侍？妖怪より珍しいわね。半蔵様に伝えて。 筑前立花が寮にたあやかしの変あり。
Who are you?
I dislike the company of drunk samurai.
Hey! I am no samurai.
So a common drunk. Even worse.
He even says to himself, I'm no samurai in the beginning of the game, so they respect the source material. Did in fact also add in Yosuke, and they made him justice. Just look at this video and you'll know what I mean.
I dreamt of becoming a samurai so that I could fight for Lord Nobunaga. Who do you fight for? That spirit?
I have met men who have fought, struggled, and died to create a world without war, where people and spirits can coexist in harmony. I fight for them.
Lord Nobunaga told me that he would make me a true samurai someday. But he died before it could happen. It seems you have achieved it on your own. I was brought to this country in bondage, treated like property. But then, my Lord Nobunaga granted me the title of samurai. But I couldn't save him. Like the Snake Man said, I believe only my lord could rule a world as crazy as this one. But does he really want to be resurrected? He was an exceptional man. None can know his true feelings.
Overall, he's a badass and he stays true to his character. Riddle me this. When was the last Ubisoft AAA game that you have played that has not been riddled with microtransactions? And if you think that this game is gonna be any more different, then oh boy, you are so wrong. I think Ubisoft would have learned from their last backlash and controversial with the pre-order crap with Star Wars Outlaw, but nope. Let's just make it so we cover all of the season pass. Let's look at Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the Ragnarok DLC, which was not even part of the season pass, which was BS because you had to pay $40 extra for that DLC alone. Clear that the Ubisoft wants you to buy their subscription, so they hope that you'll forget about it so they can leech off of you $20 each month without you knowing or forgetting about it. You can also bet that they will have time saving feature and all of that microtransaction paywall crap. And they're also gonna make it so all these best cool looking armor sets is behind a paywall. Why unlock it through gameplay when you have to go through a paywall? Or wait for weeks to an end to maybe do dailies and weekly in a single player game to maybe get that one gear from that microtransaction shop. It is just so dumb. Let's also not mention the amount of lore-breaking, immersion-breaking items that you're gonna see in the game. Anything from Mech Wolf to Iron Armor suit that will make no sense in your time period. And some of you might say, just don't buy it. Except some of that item will literally appear in game shop in certain events. So even if you do want to avoid it, you pretty much can, because that shit's just gonna be available in shop. Overall, that's all I wanted to bring up in this video. Moral of the story, don't pre-order any of the Ubisoft games. And overall, just wait for the reviews to come. And if the game do end up sucking, buy Ghost of Tsushima instead. That game is a blend between Assassin's Creed and action game. And honestly, till this day, still looks amazing. And you get the full package, none of that over-monetized microtransaction crap. And the same copy-paste grindfest like the other Assassin's Creed games has been lately. Anyways, this is my first attempt doing this type of commentary video content. What do you guys think of this type of content? Do you enjoy it? Feel free to leave a comment, maybe a like, and even subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Until then, I'll see you guys later.